ball, finds a hole up the middle.
Steps up, goes deep left side, receiver open, counting, touchdown Titans! Takes a nice shot outside the goal box and he will break the 0-0 tie. Fantastic shot by Kenloff Solon.
Giller makes a move, a good one, opportunity here, the Bears score! The Bears strike first.
He's at the 40, he's down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Bryan. Why not? What a beautiful run.
Maureen there, fights her off the puck, opportunity here, another sit, and a goal! Second chance effort for the Pioneers.
Put the icing on the cake, if you will, Michael. Go down and got to the outside and said good evening and good night. Good evening and welcome to Aldrich Ice Arena, Maplewood, Minnesota, where tonight the Pioneers from Hill Murray will host the Mahtomedi Zephyrs in a classic boys hockey showdown early on in the season. Both teams have started out pretty strong, so we expect a dandy here tonight. Alongside Alex Westad, I am Luke Cowan, and Alex, we said at two perennially strong teams, should be a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, with both teams, the Pioneers enter at 14th in Class AA, and the Zephyrs are ranked 6th in Class Single A. It should be a great matchup tonight. Well, it certainly should. As we take a look here at the Metro East, this is a section game tonight, so we expect both teams to really come out punching. You can see Mahtomedi on top. They haven't lost yet in the section. They are 2-1 overall. Hill Murray not far behind. This is their first section game, though, so it'll give them a good taste of a familiar foe. Well, we take a look at both teams coming into this one tonight, and the big word that can be used to describe both teams is disappointment. Both teams were very high up in their sections last year, only to suffer huge losses. And when we look at Mahtomedi, they were number 1 seed in Section 4A last year, but they were upset by number 5 Totino Gray 6-5 in the semifinal round. And Hill Murray, on the other hand, they were the number 2 seed in Section 4AA, but then we were here when they lost to the Stillwater Ponies in overtime. Well, that was a heartbreaker. As we flash back here, we've seen it plenty of times. Noah Cates comes in with a spinorama, and he finishes it off in overtime. Goes to that forehand, and just a beautiful goal. We've seen it all over the place, and that jolted the Pioneers from their opportunity to get back to state, and the Stillwater Ponies moved on. And heartbreak for both teams last year, Alex. Well, for both players trying to get down to the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, Luke Posner is one that will hopefully help to get them there. He has 11 points on the season thus far. He's got 5 goals, a huge part of the senior leadership that's trying to lead this younger team into a successful run to the state tournament. He is that senior leadership that they so badly need, and he's put up the points. And on the other side, it's a sophomore, Ben Helgeson, the forward. Heck, he's already committed to the Wisconsin Badgers, so he is a top player for this Pioneers. 2 goals and 5 assists already on the season, so they'll look to him early and often, I'd imagine. And take a look at the starting lineups here, Alex, for the Zephyrs. Well, you see there the starting goaltender, that's Bailey Huber. He'll get his second start tonight. He's only given up 1 goal in his first start this season. But again, we see that both captains, Luke Posner and Matt Vanelli, are going to lead this line here and set an early pace here against this Pioneer team. Yeah, they certainly will. They are the senior leadership. It's a young, underclassmen-laden team, so you got to go to your seniors in time of need. And so far, Vanelli and Posner have provided just that for this Zephyrs squad. And as we take a look at the Pioneers starting lineup, we talked about him, Ben Helgeson on the left wing. He'll be on the left side of Kyler Yo, another captain for the Pioneers. He centers their top line. Brock Bremer on the right, and a very strong defensive pairing with Will Sontag and Joey Petronak. Bagley and Nets and other seniors. So they got a lot of veteran leadership on this Pioneers roster, Alex. Yes, they do, and we'll see what happens tonight in a matchup which is heavily going to be followed by many people across the state. Well, it should be a strong matchup coming up. Stay tuned, come back and join us for Puck Drop. We got Zephyrs Pioneers tonight.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean, separate, cook, and chill. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
We've all seen stories of conflict that ended with peace. We've seen stories of hunger end in abundance. We see stories of fear, despair, and poverty, but they can end with courage, hope, and love. With you. Be a part of writing a story that's greater than poverty. Learn how at worldvision.org.
And welcome back to Aldrich Arena here. We're just getting set to drop the puck tonight. The Zephyrs visiting the Pioneers in an early season showdown of a couple top teams respectively in their hockey classes. Again, alongside Alex Weston, I'm Luke Howard. We're glad to have you with us tonight, and what should be a fantastic evening tonight as we take a look at the goalies, Alex.
Well, both sides looking to make early starts here. When you look at the left on the Mahtomedi side, that's Bailey Huber making his second start of the season tonight. He gave up one goal against South St. Paul in a winning effort there. And on the right side, we have Jake Bagley making another start this season. He's played in 2 games already. The senior has a .914 save percentage and a 1.5 goals against.
Yeah, both goalies solid so far early on. Bagley's been there. He's seen it. He was with the team last year when they lost to Stillwater. Huber, just a sophomore for the Zephyrs, but early on he showed some promise in that victory over South St. Paul. So I expect maybe teams early on are just kind of seeing where each other are at early on in the season, and I expect the tempo to pick up as we move on here tonight, Alex.
Well, I definitely agree. You got to figure out the opponent here, your first matchup with them. You know you'll be playing them again at your own arena later in the season, so we'll see how the play happens out tonight. And the puck has been dropped. The Pioneers win that draw, but not able to get it all the way down as the Zephyrs send it all the way down, too far down, and that'll be early icing against the Zephyrs. They're in your away navy and gold jerseys tonight. Hill-Murray in the white and emerald green. And it should be fantastic here as both lines get set. A quick icing there from the Zephyrs as they drop it here inside the zone for the Pioneers. They'll see if they can hold it in and get some early pressure. A nice hit there delivered from 12 for the Pioneers. That's Petronik. He's a big defenseman and a big part of what the Pioneers do defensively, Alex. Yeah, no kidding. They like to get the pressure up and start getting physical early in the game, asserting the tempo and the dominance over the opponent, and a big hit like that's a great way to start.
And Zephyrs try to clear the zone, though, but again, can't corral, and Petronik dumps it in and a change for the Pioneers. Broken out by the Zephyrs, they dump it down deep, and they'll try to gain control for some offensive opportunity here, but can't quite do it. Good defensive play there by the Pioneers. That was another senior for the Pioneers, David Quast, with a nice hit behind the play and able to jar that puck loose, get it out of the zone, but looks like that one ended up coming out over the glass, and we'll get a stoppage of play early on.
Well, we talked about in our open how big of a matchup this game was, with the Mahtomedi Zephyrs entering at 6th in Class Single A and the Pioneers at 14th, and we've seen a couple of camera crews from local TV stations. We saw somebody doing an interview a little bit ago, so definitely a big matchup here tonight, and so far it has lived up to our expectations here in the early going.
Yeah, like we said, we kind of expect teams to ease in here possibly and getting comfortable with one another, and so far no opportunities for their squad, just kind of been back and forth in the middle of the ice here as the Pioneers again cross it over the blue line. That'll be worked behind the net there by the sophomore Tommy Broughton as he works the puck out, and Hill-Murray will corral that as he dumps it. Hill-Murray works it back up but can't connect, and that's going to be an icing on the Pioneers. We'll bring it all the way down into the Pioneers defensive zone. And I think these draws, especially early on in the game, could be key in the offensive zones. The Zephyrs have an opportunity right here for a good chance to win that draw.
Well, when you're playing Hill-Murray, the first goal, of course, is always to get possession in the offensive zone. They don't give up a lot of opportunities to enter the zone aside from face-offs on icings and things like that. So getting that possession in the offensive zone is going to be a key to the success for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs tonight.
Absolutely right, Alex. Pioneers very suffering as here they come down to the break, but unable to corral that puck. Just got away from them. Good opportunity breaking out of the zone on the turnover, and looks like that was Kenny Ballblitz for the Pioneers, but not able to hang on to that puck, but looked like they were going to have an opportunity early, an odd man break, but lost the puck in a good back check from the Zephyrs. The Pioneers will keep this in as it's rung around the side. That one shot over the net, and the Zephyrs will try to work it out. Again, can't do so. That's shot on from out deep there. The shot from Emmett Nath forward for the Pioneers, but no one there for a rebound, and the Pioneers will change again. They'll get that top line back out on the ice, and Bremer, Yo, and Helgeson here. We mentioned earlier Helgeson, the sophomore, he's already committed to the Wisconsin Badgers, and he's a big part of what the Pioneers do, and here he comes in. He's going to drop that back to Yo, back to Helgeson, but Helgeson lost his footing. Can't hang on to that pass, and the Zephyrs will pick up the loose puck and break it out. That's dished over to Colin Hagstrom for the Zephyrs, but he can't hold, and the Pioneers will work it back again. That's Helgeson working it back to, I believe that was Sontag for the Pioneers, one of their top defensemen. And this will be again corralled inside the Zephyrs' defensive zone as Kyler Yo ties that up. And it comes back to the point. Sontag able to hold it in. Nice nifty stick work there from the senior. And they'll work that back out to the point. Worked over to Sontag. That shot does not get through. Good coverage in front by the Zephyrs, and they'll break it out here. Well, so far, some pressure a little bit from the Pioneers, Alex, but good defensive coverage in front of that net for the Zephyrs.
Well, definite pressure there, as there comes our second shot on goal of the night, and it feels to me early going that a lot of the time the Pioneers have spent their possession in the Mahtomedi defensive zone, and if you're the Zephyrs, something to worry about as you're going forward.
Well, certainly Bremer there with another innocent shot, but came in and put another one on net, and Huber up to the task early on. But so far, you said it, Alex, the Pioneers have certainly had more possession in that offensive zone as they dump it in again deep. And the Zephyrs will corral behind their net. They'll work it out there. That's Noah Skillings, the defenseman. He feeds that out to Hunter Solomon, who dumps it down deep into the Zephyrs offensive zone, but no one there. They made a line change, so the Pioneers will corral and work it out. Pioneers try to string a deep pass there, but the Zephyrs there to intercept the pass. No luck on that pass. Otherwise, they would have been looking at a breakaway for the Pioneers. Nice defensive play to read that and not let the guy squeak behind them. But again, the Pioneers bring it down low. Just not a whole lot doing it. I feel like the Pioneers have certainly had the possession, Alex. We talked about it, but so far pretty smothering from the Zephyrs, not really allowing much there as we take a break on the offsides call.
Well, I think what we've seen so far is that when the Zephyrs are pinned in their own defensive zone and they set up the breakout, they can get about as far as their own defensive blue line, but when they get to the area to try and enter the zone, they just seem to hit some sort of a roadblock. They aren't able to pass to an open man to get good penetration, or they just simply won't dip the puck in deep like they should. So if part of the game here is going to get possession against Hill Murray and not give up opportunities like the one we just saw here, they have to start working on getting that breakout a little more under control.
They certainly do, as the Pioneers there tried to spring 15. That's Mike Flashacker. Couldn't quite hold on to that pass, just out of his reach, or it might have been a big opportunity. But you said it, I think at this point, if you're the Zephyrs, you almost do need to start dumping it in. But when you're going to do that, you got to have guys getting down to that puck. Otherwise, they're just dumping it, and Pioneers are coming right back out. But here we have possibly a 2-on-1 opportunity. First shot of the game for the Zephyrs. That goes wide, though. Good opportunity there. That was 15 for the Zephyrs. That's Matt Vanelli, one of the seniors. We talked about him in the intro there, and they're going to need to rely on him tonight, Alex.
Yeah, Vanelli with a goal, 2 assists already in the season, 3 games in, and he definitely has some sick hands and is able to create scoring opportunities for the Zephyrs. But again, where we saw that, there's a little turnover there by the Pioneers, and Vanelli just did the best that he could with it, and I think he may have wanted to pass on that opportunity.
Yeah, he had possibly a 2-on-1. Not a bad idea to maybe shoot and get the rebound there, but unfortunately for the Zephyrs, he missed the net. Turnover here in the Zephyr zone. Pioneers clank one off the post. That's Emmett Nath, the senior forward. Point blank view there, Alex, and you could hear nothing but clank and come back. The Zephyrs, they score! Wow, what a turn of events, and guess who? We talked about him, Luke Posner, the senior for the Zephyrs. After the Pioneers catch iron, the Zephyrs come right back, and they shelf that one. Looked like high glove there on Bagley, and a beautiful shot by Posner. He's leading the team in points, and now we see why, Alex.
Wow, what a play as we take a look at it here. Here comes Posner into the zone. A nice pass Good play by the Hill Murray defenseman to try and get it off, but like you said, Luke, just high up over that stick side shoulder, and not a whole lot you can do there to stop that play. But on the other end, too, it looks like the Pioneers had the goaltender beat, but the goalie's best friend, the Iron, was able to save him on that one.
Yeah, it certainly was. Talk about a change of events there early, and that puck was able to squeak by the Pioneers defenseman. He probably would want that one back, but nonetheless, a solid pass gets through, and Posner makes no mistakes. Zephyrs with a huge momentum boost, and here they come again, but nice defensive player there. That was the senior Derek Breezy to get a stick on the puck, and that one goes up behind the net and out of play, and we'll take a break here, but great start for the Zephyrs. That's exactly what they wanted, Alex.
Well, now it already feels like the momentum has shifted now to the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Now it feels like they're spending a lot of time in the Hill Murray defensive zone, and it's almost now like the Pioneers are having trouble getting the breakout going.
Yeah, certainly a little bit of a momentum change. You said it. They got the goal and have kind of been working their way down into that Pioneer zone. We'll see what happens here, but a big early goal by the Zephyrs as Hill Murray again gains control on their offensive zone. That's Joseph Quast, the senior for the Pioneers, working it down below, but unable to hold on to the puck. But looks like we're going to get a high stick here on the Pioneers, and we'll have a drop at just outside the Zephyrs defensive zone. And so far, pretty fast-paced both ways, Alex.
Well, we had a feeling coming in that this was going to be a high-scoring game. When you look at both teams, their last opponents, the Zephyrs beat Hastings 9-3, and the Pioneers beat a good Benilde St. Margaret team 7-2. So we knew that a lot of goals could be scored tonight. And while it's only 1-0 early, Mahtomedi has 2 shots, and Hill Murray has 2 shots as well. So definitely a lot of goals are going to go in the net tonight.
Yeah, it would not surprise me the way both these teams have started out, averaging about 6 goals per game for each squad through 3. So we expect some offensive fireworks as that one's back out of play, and looks like that's going to come. Well, we'll see what they call here. I think it's going to be just inside. Yeah, it's going to be inside the Pioneers' defensive zone. And again, a big face-off here. We talked about it. See if the Zephyrs can't win this draw and manufacture some more opportunities on net. But instead, that's won by the Pioneers. They're able to clear that out of the zone. But not for long. The Zephyrs dump it back in as Bagley corrals that beyond the net, holds it for his defenseman. And the sophomore Helgeson will work it out. And here come the Pioneers trying to get something going on offense as they'll dump it down. And they'll give chase here. Looks like that is Kyler Yo with the puck. Lost it, but Hill Murray maintains possession. They work it in front. That's Brock Bremer, another senior on the starting line for the Pioneers. He's been very good so far for them. He's got plenty of experience. Looks like we're going to have a penalty coming up here on the Zephyrs. And this is going to be a big early opportunity for the Pioneers as they go on the 2-minute advantage here, Alex.
I believe this will be number 16, Colin Moreau, heading to the box here for interference. You can't take away a guy out of the play like that, and I'm afraid that when Moreau stepped into him, the puck was nowhere near the play, and this is a very risky penalty to take for the Zephyrs as we'll take a look. And yeah, the puck was nowhere near. I believe that was Kyler Yo, and it's a dangerous opportunity here.
Yeah, and they got their top guys out. We'll see what the Pioneers can do as they shuffle that one down back to Yo on the side of the circle here. He'll work it out. And that's Breezy. Breezy shoots it on net, but that deflects off of Bremer. As we take a look here, their power play has been 23% this year, so it's been solid, but not quite where they want it to be. They want to be humming around that 28 to 30 range, so this power play could give them an opportunity to get to that point. As the Pioneers here, so far nothing as they work it over to Helgeson. Helgeson will cross that, and that'll be touched up by Weston Neubauer, who drops back. He'll give that back over to Bremer, over to Breezy at the point as he circles, and he'll give that back over to Kyler Yo as he scans the field, tries to center that through, but no one home. Looked like it might have had a chance, but no one there, and that's 14 Helgeson shoots it. No one's quite sure where it goes, and Posner able to block it and clear that. Excuse me, that wasn't Posner. That was Dylan Lallier for the Zephyrs. as we got just under a minute here left in the power play for the Pioneers. Not a whole lot of action or opportunity on this power play so far, Alex.
No, not at all. The Zephyrs entered tonight perfect on the penalty kill rather, 13 for 13, and so far it looks like they're doing a good job of cutting down guys in front of the net and making sure that no centering pass attempts can get through.
Yeah, not much action there as they work it back out to the defenseman for Hill Murray. That's Petronakis. He fires it through, and a nice stop there by Huber. They're going to work it back over. Hill Murray got something going on here, but just shot above the net there. A good opportunity for the Pioneers. That's the senior Emmett Nath, but clears that one wide over the net. We're just wrapping up here. About 10 seconds left on this power play opportunity as they work it out. They got an opportunity here. He shoots, and a nice save. Huber comes out to challenge Nath. The Zephyrs unable to clear, however, and now they do finally clear. That's a heck of an effort there by Gesu Posner. He tries to center it, but no avail there. The Pioneer is able to get back. So a big penalty kill there for the Zephyrs midway through the first period here. And looks like we may have an injured Hill Murray player down. He's grabbing at possibly that right knee. You got to hope that it's not a knee and that he's maybe just had a little bruise, banged it on a play there. But he appears to be just fine as Ken Boblitz comes off all right.
Well, while we have this injury timeout, we'll take a look at our social media. If you want to give us a like on Facebook and a follow on Twitter at both, we are at TV19 Sports. If you want to find out where we're going to be next, go ahead and give us a like and a follow, and you'll be able to figure out as soon as we know.
All the action there, Alex. Pretty crazy what we can do with the social media these days, but we got all the action there, all your most recent sporting events in the metro area. So check it out, folks, as we continue our play here. Pioneers Zephyrs, we're live at Aldrich. As Scott Moyer dumps that in. And the Pioneers will try to get some more offense going here. And that puck is corralled there by Mike Fleischacker as he dumps it down into the corner. But again, not a lot doing there. The Zephyrs have been very good keeping the Pioneers to the outside of the net. Pioneers haven't had too much, with the exception of that post. It's been pretty limited to outside shots, which I think is exactly what they want for their sophomore netminder.
Right, they're taking away any opportunities for him to make the puck and making sure that the defense is the one that's keeping the puck out of the net. And that's when you look out earlier in the season, or later in the season rather, you want to be able to make sure that you don't get pucks to the net and that you don't have to force your goaltender to make 50, 60, 70 saves a night.
Absolutely do. That's right, Alex. You want to keep those shots to the outside, try to limit those rebounds, and that makes life easy on a netminder. I'll tell you that right now. Hill Murray dumps it back in, see if they can't get something going here. And looks like that is turned over. Hill Murray's got an opportunity, but bouncing puck, and they cannot hang on to it. And looks like this will come just outside of the zone, and the Zephyrs will take control here. That's dumped in there by Cullen Guzzo, the junior defenseman for the Zephyrs. Well, we got a delayed offsides here. Hill Murray looks like they'll pick it up behind their net and work it out. That's David Quast. He's going to work it over to Derek Breezy. And then that's dumped all the way down by Joseph Quast for the Pioneers. They'll see if they can't pick up, get something going here. They got a guy out front, but unable to get it out there. Again, a rolling puck. It's kind of been jumping all over for the Pioneers when they've had it. But they certainly have picked up the pace here after that first goal. And it looks like they want to tie things up here, but we're going to have a big penalty there, Alex. Looks like he might have came up high with an elbow on Derek Breezy, and Pioneers don't like that much. And another opportunity, the Zephyrs, they're going to have to start playing smarter, because if they spend the night in the box, I think they could be in trouble.
Well, I agree with you there. Definitely a high hit and troublesome to say the least. It looks like we're going to get offsetting penalties here as we'll take a look, and just a very large man running into another guy without any sort of awareness, and it'll end up in, I believe, a 4-on-4, maybe 5-on-5 situation here, and we'll wait to see what the penalties are. Yeah,
I'm not sure what the second call here is on the Pioneers. From what we saw on the screen there, it looks like the Hill Murray player kind of got blindsided. I'm guessing there was some type of a retaliation there on the Pioneers, so it looks like we're going to probably be staying at maybe a 5-on-5 here. It could be 4-on-4, but I'm going to guess 5-on-5. But interesting to see what the call here is on the Pioneers. Certainly an interference call on the Zephyrs, I would imagine. But you retaliate, and you're going to usually go to the box. As that Face-off's dropped, and it's going to come all the way down. The Pioneers will corral that. That's Will Sontag for the Pioneers, one of the captains of this veteran-laden team. They turn over that breakout, but Mahtomedi not able to do anything with it. And Sontag again, he's going to work that up to Brock Bremer. He comes down the side. He's got some speed, but a very nice defensive play there. That's Colin Morrell. Fantastic play to cut that off before any danger came towards Huber. Pioneers work it down. They have a possible 2-on-1 chance, but Helgeson unable to beat the Zephyr defender there. He clears it out wisely. No harm done as the Pioneers are able to dump that back down deep. They're behind the net here. That's the senior Kyler Yo, of course, son of former Wild coach Mike Yo, in attendance this evening. As the Zephyrs break it back out, here's Posner. He's been very good so far, and he makes another play. He dishes that one over to Vanelli, and Vanelli with a nice shot on that. So far tonight, I'd say the better opportunities have gone to the Zephyrs. Now come the Pioneers, and that's number 20, Brock Bremer. He tries to pass that back out, but just too far, and too far behind that play on it, and nothing doing for the Pioneers there. As that one pops up out of the stands, and it seems we've picked up the pace here, Alex, but it's still been tough sledding for these offenses. Defenses have been very smothering in their own zones.
Well, I have to agree with you there, Luke. It seems like the Zephyrs are getting in front of the net, in front of that slot area, a lot more than what the Pioneers have done so far, and the Zephyrs have spent a lot of time keeping the puck to the outside when they're in their own defensive zone, and that's part of the reason why they haven't given up a whole lot of goals this year. And I think it's worked well for them so far tonight, as long as they can keep the pressure going.
Well, that's certainly what they're going to want to do. You can't leave too many guys open on this Pioneers squad, and so far the Zephyrs have been, you mentioned it, they've been very tight and very smothering, and the opportunities for the Pioneers, again, with the exception of that one post, it's been mostly from the outside as they work it down alongside the goalie on the boards there. For the Pioneers, looks like that was Ken Boblitz trying to corral it, but could not do so. Good defensive coverage from the Zephyrs, and they'll try to swing that one out, and it will come out. Breezy could not hold as he'll go back at center ice and dump it all the way down. No icing on the play as the Pioneers work it in. That's picked up there by Troy Tischler, but unable to hang on to it. And back come the Zephyrs, and that was somewhat of a dangerous shot. Looks like it might have went off the defenseman and popped up. And fortunately for the Pioneers, Jake Bagley able to get something on that with his glove, and it popped up and into the netting. But I think right now for the Zephyrs, you get that puck in and you got any reasonable shot, you let it fly and see what happens. It certainly seems like they've had some pretty good fortune early on.
Yeah, kind of a why not shot by Dallas Duxon to just put it on net and see what happened, and Begley had to make a quick glove save there and push the puck over the net. So I guess if it keeps working, keep going to it.
Absolutely. I'd imagine we'll see as many pucks on net as possible when the Zephyrs have the chance. Here's Posner working in, but unable to hold on to it. Looked like he might have had a little bit of an opportunity there, but puck got away from him as the Hill-Murray defenseman cut him off just before he could fire at Bagley. The Pioneers will work it all the way down. We'll see if this has enough for icing. I'm not sure it will. They're going to wave that off. Didn't make it. And this will be worked in behind the net. Coming in there was Joseph Quast to cut it off. And they'll keep that puck in. That's Breezy working it down low. And again, Connor Stoker dumping it back out for the Zephyrs. Kind of some ping pong here back and forth, it almost seems like. In the zone, out of the zone. There hasn't been a lot of steady possession for either team in each other's zone, but here's a big opportunity for the Pioneers. That comes in, the puck is still loose, but a nice save by Huber, and it looked like the Zephyr player may have shoved the net off. I'm guessing this will stay in the offensive zone, but net off nonetheless. Net off the moorings, and like a good opportunity there for the Pioneers, and a nice stop there with Huber making it with just under a minute to go, Alex.
Yeah, very good stop there. Hill-Murray trying to get in front of the net and for some sort of a rebound. They had a couple there, but great positioning by Huber to shut the door and keep the score the way it is.
Pioneers see if they can't keep it in and keep the pressure on. Just under a half minute to go in the first period. The Zephyrs will tie it up, but cannot get it out. That's Bremer. He fires it back to the point. That's put on net by Derek Breezy, but No danger as that puck goes wide. It's worked back out here by the Zephyrs. They gain control. That's Aiden Pearson. He'll fire it down. Not quite enough for icing. That'll be picked back up by Joey Petronik for the Pioneers as we get set to wrap up the first period here. And seemed like an awfully fast first period, Alex, and 4 shots apiece. And we got 1 goal for the Zephyrs. They lead it. They got to be pretty happy after their 1 period of play.
Well, yeah, like you said, Luke, at the end there, not a whole lot of definitive possession for either team. Hill Murray had the 1 power play, but they missed on that opportunity, and lots of things for both sides to work on as far as gaining possession and creating good opportunities in the second period.
Oh, absolutely. Well, stay tuned with us, folks. After 1 period of play, we got the Mahtomedi Zephyrs 1, the Hill Murray Pioneers 0. Come back for second period puck drop.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, babe. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Today, a new creature walks among us, terrorizing innocent citizens. Until this threat can be contained, we must all be on the lookout for the dreaded digital deadwalkers.
Dude!
They're not looking out for you.
Engage!
A public service safety message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who want to keep everyone well connected with strong, healthy bones.
And welcome back, Aldrich Ice Arena here. We're getting ready for the puck drop in the second period, where both teams still kind of get used to each other, I feel like, in that first period. And really the one big opportunity the Zephyrs buried.
Well, you have to have those opportunities when you get them, and we have a special visitor in the house tonight, as you can see on camera. That's assistant head coach of the St. Louis Blues. That's Mike Yo, father of Kyler Yo, the senior here on this Hill Murray team. Of course, the Blues in town playing visitor to the Minnesota Wild tomorrow, and nice to see Mike here out supporting his son.
Yeah, certainly nice to be able to come in town and coaching the Blues these days. The Blues, of course, you said, they do play the Wild tomorrow in a huge early season game, and we wish the best of luck to Mike Yo, former coach, and set for tomorrow, of course. Go Wild. But nice to see Mike in attendance here, enjoying a nice early season game, and he's kind of hoping his team can get back at him and get going here in the second period. Not a lot of offense for the Pioneers in that first.
Well, we talk about the offense that we have seen, though, and Kyler, who just lost the face-off there. Kyler's been a good part of that offensive opportunity. Had a couple of chances on the early power play for the Pioneers, but was unable to bury them, and that's why we're at 1-0 right now.
It's quick offense there from the Zephyrs as they tried to connect out front, but just past the stick of the Zephyr forward. And looked like it was going to be a good opportunity earlier for the Zephyrs here. Pioneers certainly don't want to be giving up the next goal.
Well, you talk about that early momentum in the period, and the worst thing you want is a shot and come on goal, freezes there. You don't want to give up one of those early goals in that first minute, because that sometimes people call that a goal and a half in the first minute and the last minute, and certainly don't want to give that, because that gives you all sorts of momentum going into the period, but then also how you play your game across that period as well. If you know you can get one in that early going, maybe you can get another and a third one. So it's an opportunity for the Pioneers and the Zephyrs just to put things at rest, both get back to their games and create opportunities again.
Well, it certainly is a cliche, but certainly also true, Alex. You see it a lot. Goals early on or late in the period can certainly spark large momentum shifts, and both teams want to try to avoid that, of course, as far as giving up the goal, and both teams want to get it here. And Hill Murray will have an opportunity. Looks like they're going to break it in 2-on-2, and that's fired from outside. And that's Joseph Quast putting it on net, but easy glove save for the netminder there. That's Bailey Huber, the sophomore, and he's looked very comfortable so far. And again, a shot from outside, saw it clearly, and hangs onto that one with his catching mitt quite easily as they'll drop it down just to his right. Draw is run by the Zephyrs as they'll ring it around the back of the net. Pioneers try to keep it in, but that'll be flooded all the way up and out by the Zephyrs, and we'll go back and forth. It looks like near center ice, and this will be picked up here by the Zephyrs. They're going to have an opportunity as he fires that on. Save made by Bagley on the shot there from Dallas Duxon, the junior forward, but not a very good rebound from Bagley. Fortunately, no one home for the Zephyrs. And Pioneers work it back down. And that's corralled by the Zephyrs in their own zone. They'll work it up the board, see if they can't clear. They cannot. Kept in there by the Pioneers. That's David Quast again. One of those senior defensemen for the Pioneers, but no harm there. And this will be worked back in again by the Zephyrs. That's Dallas Duxon. He just had a shot on net that could have been dangerous, but nothing doing there. And the Pioneers will work it in. Here's Kyler Yo. We just touched on him. Unable to hold on to that puck. That'll get worked back over. That's Bremer. Back over to Yo. Yo gonna work that puck out to the point, and that's fired on, but deflected. And Jackson Uner trying to get that puck on net, but deflected away by that Zephyrs D. That Zephyr defensive unit has been very in your face, and I think it's kind of frustrated the Pioneers to this point.
Well, you can definitely feel where it's starting to frustrate the Hill Murray offense, because you've seen a lot of shots that have been right into bodies that haven't been reaching goal at all. And over the PA announcer, they said that the Pioneers had 7 shots on goal in that first period, but I think that might have been a little bit generous, because there were a lot of shots that went right into legs and some outstanding defense from the Zephyrs, and something that they've continued going. So now it looks like Pioneers are just trying to get a shot on goal basis. They've gotten a few opportunities in front of the net, but still not a whole lot going for this Mahtomedi Pioneer club.
You're right about that, Alex. So far, Huber's, he's made the saves he's had to, but the Pioneers have not really tested him at all tonight. And so far, really, there's only been one test, and Bagley was not up to the task. Posner buried it. Senior, who's a big part of this offense for the Zephyrs. He showed us why early in the game, and that's where we stand, 1-0 Zephyrs, as the Pioneers again try to break it out. They might have a 3-on-2 here if they hurry. They work it back over. Yo ends up corralling that puck. He'll work it back to Bremer behind the net. Bremer spins, works it back out to the point, tries to get that over to Will Sontag, but no luck, bouncing puck. And seems like the Pioneers have also struggled with keeping that puck balanced. It's just been wobbling all over for them. Nothing's been clean, and I think credit's got to be due to that Zephyrs defense staying on top of the Pioneers.
Well, not everybody can do the knuckle puck as made famous in the Mighty Ducks 2, but you got to be able to settle that puck down, because then when you can get that, it gets up in the air, and it's a lot more easy to score goals when you can get the puck up in the air and locate it to the open parts of the net. And so far, Mahtomedi's done that, and the Pioneers have just missed on the one opportunity where it clanged off the post, but they got to work on bouncing that puck a little more.
Absolutely right. As it comes down, looks like it went off the Pioneer player and all the way down, so we're going to have an icing back in the Pioneer defensive zone. And so far, I think if you're the coach of the Zephyrs, Jeff Paschal, you got to be pretty dang happy here with how especially your defense is playing against this high-powered, perennially high-powered Hill Murray offense.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. We're both teams had scored 7 and 9 goals respectively in their last game, so we knew that offense might be a highlight as the puck froze there by Huber. But we knew offense was going to be a struggle here, where both teams would come in and score a lot of goals, very quickly. And
as we see Tischler there throwing it on again from the outside, it looks like the Mahtomedi defender may have deflected that one as well. And nice easy mitt save there for Huber. And again, if they can keep the shots like that for him all night, I think Huber is going to be a happy camper. He's been very steady between the pipes for the Zephyrs. The Zephyrs here will gain control. They'll work it out. That's Jeff Neal. Pass broken up, however, and the Hill Murray Pioneers again dump it down deep. It's worked over by Mike Fleischhacker, but he can't control, and the Zephyrs will send it right back out. And Pioneers again try to dump that in, but it looks like that went into the bench of the Pioneers, and we'll have another face-off. So far in the second period, it's been fairly sloppy both ways. Not too many opportunities for either side. And we're going to redrop it at center ice here just about 5 minutes into the second period. And that draw comes left to the Zephyrs, and they work it down, but not all the way in. We'll see who can gain control here. Looks like the Zephyrs again, they're going to try to dump it deep, but nothing there. Pioneers will corral that and work it back out. And they'll dump it in, but again, right back out. Neither team really able to gain much possession in the offensive zone, as here come the Zephyrs. Again, not very clean on these breakouts so far for both sides in this second period, but Pioneers may have a 3-on-2 here. They can gain control. Worked over, that's Ken Baublitz. Sends back to the point, and a nice tip from the point. That was a good opportunity, maybe the best so far of the evening for the Pioneers, but again, Huber able to kick that leg out, and a nice save for the Zephyrs. Pioneers starting to show a little bit of pressure here, and I think again we got the net off, and that's going to stay inside the zone, I think, Alex.
Well, I think that's going to happen too, and like you're just talking about, it seems like pressure's starting to come on the Hill Murray side, and they're able to move the puck around well, and the puck has balanced out nicely, so they're able to get opportunities. Just a great screen in front of the net, almost a goal, but Huber was able to make a pad blocker save there, and probably the best chances that they've had on now all night is now the Pioneers are out shooting the Zephyrs 4-1 here in the second period.
Yeah, and I think they certainly want to keep putting pucks on net. They can get some screens and some tips there. That's can be a goalie's worst nightmare. So here the Pioneers, I'm guessing at intermission, they were told, hey, start getting some pucks on net. We didn't have many in the first. We got to really test this sophomore netminder, and that looks like what the Pioneers are trying to do so far here in the second. They'll dump it back down low. That's Helgeson. Nice hit. Tries to work it in front, but pass is intercepted by the Zephyrs, but not out. Back down deep is Kyler Yogan's chase. Able to take that puck. Nice play there on the forecheck from Kyler Yo, but not able to do anything with it. Here come the Zephyrs. Breaking it out for the Zephyrs is Nikolai Delac, but his line mates take a change, and nothing to do there for him as Hill Murray tries to get a stretch pass, but couldn't do it. They'll fire it back. They do have an opportunity here. That's Ben Helgeson, the sophomore, as he works it back out to the point. Nice pass there. That'll be sent on net there by Joey Petronik, but unfortunately for Petronak, Alex, it's blocked again by the Zephyrs, and the Zephyrs working it right back down into the Pioneer zone.
Well, the Zephyrs just keep seeming to find the right way, and they shut out these lanes that the Pioneers need to be able to shoot on goal, and so far is that the Pioneers just haven't moved the puck quick enough to create lanes.
No, here comes Kyler Yo. This is a big opportunity as they fire it, but good defensive play. That's blocked there. It looked like the Pioneers were going to have a good opportunity as Kyler Yo got the pass over to Brett Oberle, but Oberle not able to get that on net. Another blocked shot for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. I'm not sure how many they have, but it seems like they are doing a fantastic job, Alex, of blocking those Pioneer opportunities.
Yeah, fantastic job of shutting it down all night so far, and for Oberle, just a huge missed opportunity for his first goal of the season, and looks like they're going to keep buzzing. Has a great shot on goal there, but
a quick draw win by the Pioneers, and fired on net there by Kenny Baublitz, but Huber again well on task. Shuts that one aside. Pioneers still gain control down in their own zone. This is going to get set back to the point. That's fired on. A nice shot there. Where's the puck? Bouncing puck in front. Not sure where it is. And unable to control there for the Pioneers was Jackson Uner. And again, the Pioneers will dump it down low. They'll get a line change, get some fresh bodies out there. And right now, the Zephyrs look like they are a little bit tired. So far, some pretty good pressure from the Pioneers.
Yeah, outstanding pressure from the Pioneers, but it looks like a 2-on-2 race there was snuffed out, and should have something coming here.
Well, looks like they're going to blow the net, Dad. I got to be honest, I'm not sure. No need for that. The puck's turned over at center ice, and I think if you're the ref, you just put that net back on and let the play keep going. But nonetheless, we're going to have a loose net. It's going to come back into the Pioneer zone, so another face-off opportunity for the Zephyrs in the offensive zone. Let's see what they got here. And that's Charlie Bartholomew, the junior, who takes it and wins the draw back. And that's sent back down deep by the Zephyrs, but unable to control it. No possession there for the Zephyrs, and Pioneers again will work it back out. Another possible opportunity here as they skate it down low for the Pioneers. That's Weston Neubauer, but again, good defense by the Zephyrs. They'll work the puck out. And that's dumped down deep there by Jeff Neal for the Zephyrs. Again, very limited control. It seems like both teams in their defensive zones, they just tighten up, and really not much doing for either side so far. Pioneers will work it back into the Zephyrs zone. Center that out front. Wow, what a beautiful goal. Absolutely phenomenal pass. And we're going to have to see another look on that. But just a fantastic play there, Alex. And the Pioneers, exactly what they needed. They needed that big opportunity. And you saw the hustle and the grit and the work behind the net. and they centered it out front, and absolutely nothing Huber could do there. It looked like that was Troy Tischler on the goal. I'm not sure, he might have had the assist as we take another peek, but just a fantastic play. You see him from behind the net work it over, and I think that's Tischler feeding the puck, and I think he gets that over to Joseph Quast for the finish, so we'll see what they officially call that goal, but I think we're going to have Tischler to Quast, and an absolute beautiful goal, and Pioneers have tied it up at 1.
Yeah, Quast did a great job of finding some open space right in front of the net, and Tischler took his time, stick-handled, tried to find a way to beat through these this stout Mahtomedi defense, and he was able to do it, find Quast right in front of the net, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's a beautiful goal, and we got a tie game.
Yeah, that was textbook, a great pass, and you know, we said it might take some of these good opportunities to beat Huber. He's been good so far, and they finally gave him a good test. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here on the Zephyrs, so you can kind of feel that momentum changing again. They got rid of the puck, and it looked like the Hill Murray player got hit from behind, and they're going to be taking him to the box. We'll see if they're going to call Hunter Solomon there for maybe an interference, or it could be a roughing. Not sure what to call, but nonetheless, Hill Murray Pioneer player went down behind the play, and we're going to have a 2-minute advantage, the second of the game for the Pioneers.
Well, it looks like the officials are talking about it. May have been a high stick, maybe something a little more egregious. So we might see a little bit longer than 2 minutes here, but still, like you were saying, the momentum's starting to shift towards that Hill Murray way. And yeah, as we can see on the boards, a 5-minute penalty called here against Mahtomedi's number 10. That is Hunter Solomon.
Well, certainly did not like that. That's going to be a 5-minute penalty, and the Jeff Paschal for the Zephyrs wants a word here. I think he's not quite sure why it's a 5-minute. Sure we'll get the official call soon, but nonetheless a 5-minute opportunity here for the Pioneers, and just after tying up the game, a huge opportunity here, Alex.
Yeah, you talk about it. They're 0 for 1 on the power play tonight, and we said that Mahtomedi hasn't given up a power play goal this season, but this is going to be a huge opportunity for them because this offense has been buzzing, and with 5 minutes they can score at will. So it'll be interesting to see if the Zephyrs can continually shut down the passing lanes and the shot lanes in front of the net to make this penalty kill work.
And the Pioneers with their top line out there. That's one back to Helgeson. Helgeson will work it over to Breezy. Breezy back to Helgeson. Sent down low. Unable to control was Neubauer. Worked back out here. That's Helgeson. Gonna work it all the way across the Yo, and a jumping puck gets over his stick, but able to be corralled by Weston Neubauer. Picked up now by Brock Bremer. Back to Neubauer. Neubauer works out to Breezy. It's a nice puck work here and a nice shot there on the one-timer from Ben Helgeson, but Huber there for the save and directs it wide, but possession again gained by the Pioneers. And they'll keep that in the zone. That's picked up by Breezy. Fires it on net. Oh, what a tip by Bremer, but nothing doing. That's the second post for the Pioneers, and the Zephyrs got to be pretty happy they're able to clear that one. A great tip by Bremer, but just deflected wide as the Pioneers will get a fresh power play unit out there.
Well, you had a couple of juicy rebounds right after that post too, where the puck just kind of skittered right through that blue paint area, and those are opportunities that Pioneers have to be able to catch in on. We missed one earlier in the game where they hit a post and then couldn't bury a rebound, so that's a second chance now where they haven't been able to finish, and that's part of the reason why this game is 1-1.
And the Pioneers will break it out. They'll dump it deep. That's sent down low there by the senior Sontag, and the Pioneers will set up this power play. Back to Sontag. Worked back over to Petronik. He'll settle down and fired on net, and that is a dangerous shot. That got through, but a nice stop there, directing it wide by Huber. Pioneers again able to corral. They're doing a very good job of puck control on this power play, and that's worked back again out. It's Petronik. Sends it over. Oh, and he had a man waiting right in front. That was Ken Baublitz. Unable to connect. Nice opportunity there. Petronik sending it over for Baublitz, but Baublitz unable to finish, and Zephyrs cleared all the way down here with just under 3 minutes to go in this Hill Murray power play. Hill Murray works it back into the offensive zone, and they'll slow things up here. Passes it back out to Kyler Yo, the senior captain. Over to Breezy. Breezy shoots, but that's blocked. Nice block there by Matt Vanelli. And this will be cleared all the way down by Posner. That's picked up by Breezy. Breezy's going to bring it right back in for the Pioneers. Nice heads-up play there, keeping it down deep into the offensive zone. Pioneers on the attack, but not able to get the puck, and the Zephyrs swing it all the way around And we're looking at about 2:25 left on this power play. So still some opportunity, but so far the Zephyrs doing a nice job against this potent Pioneers offense.
Well, we had an opportunity there where Ken Boblitz, who pinched down from the defense, had an opportunity there, but Zephyr just lifted his stick in time and wasn't able to get a tip or a rebound out in front. And the opportunities have been there for the Pioneers rather on this power play, and just you think they'd have to finish on one of them with the 5-minute power play.
Well, they have more possession here. Here's Helgeson. He fakes a shot, tries to get it down low, but no luck. Again, a deflected puck trying to feed Weston Neubauer, but they maintain control. Back out to Helgeson. They like to use him on the point in power play. They'll send that in front. There's a rebound. The puck's right there. Unbelievable. Somehow not in the net. The netminder was out. It looked like they had it behind them, but I think that might have been, not sure if the goalie had it covered up or if it was underneath a player, but let's take a look here, Alex.
Well, I think based on the initial look, it looked like Huber had that stick out to get the first stop, but then enough Zephyrs filled that crease area to the point where no shot was going to get through, and I think somebody fell on it because I noticed that Huber didn't have the puck when he skated out, so somebody must have sat on the puck and just kind of frozen. That was enough to draw a whistle.
Yeah, very heads-up defensive play there nonetheless, and some nifty stick work there from Emmett Nath for the Pioneers. But no danger done. This comes back out to the point. Another shot, rebound, and Huber with a big, not just one save, but on the rebound getting in front of that too. And Hill Murray is starting to put on some pretty good chances here as we take another peek.
Well, Huber standing on his head tonight. You saw that first initial rebound, not controlled well off of the pad, but then right into that glove area. So a good couple of saves there by Huber, and he's been standing on his head tonight and doing the best to keep the score where it is.
And here's Evan Nath for the Pioneers. He'll work it down low. And they'll work it back out to Sontag. Sontag fires down low. Looks like we're going to have a crease violation here. I think that's going to go against Ken Boblitz. They say you got a little too far down into that crease of the Zephyr netminder, and that's going to come outside the zone. That's something the Pioneers want to avoid. They got some momentum keeping it in the zone on this power play, and now they got to come back outside and try to see if they can't get it going again.
Well, the hope is to get close, but not so close as you're bumping into the goaltender or doing anything to interrupt his ability to stop the puck, and that's dangerous if you're Boblitz because you know that you have this 5-minute power play and you want to be able to give yourself the best tool to score on the power play. And they've been getting the pucks in low and they've been creating opportunities in front, but the finish just hasn't quite been there.
Oh, that's a beauty. There's the finish. Right on cue, Alex. An absolutely phenomenal pass comes over. And a dagger goal there from Emmett Nath on the power play. And the Pioneers have their first lead of the evening.
Well, it took them about 5 or 6 shots on the power play, but finally, just as we were talking about right before the puck went in, some beautiful finish there by number 27. Right in front of the slot, he beat at least, looks like 2 defenders there and just able to find some room up top where Grandma keeps the cookies and gives the Pioneers the lead.
Yeah, that's another senior for the Pioneers. They have a lot of seniors, very senior-laden team here, good veteran leadership, and Pioneers were down 1-0 after 1, and they have stormed back, and you can feel the momentum. And they've still got 30 seconds left on this power play, Alex, so still some time left for more opportunity.
Yeah, we saw that they were setting up well, and they finally had the opportunity, so we might try and see something else here. We got a couple of guys squeaking right to the net, but
Pioneers will work it back down low. They go back to their top line here. Here's Helgeson working it down low, trying to find the open man. He'll work that back over to Yo. Yo tries to settle down the bouncing puck, and he does. He'll work it back down low to Bremer, back to Yo. Yo tries to center outside. Nice centering pass and a nice tip from Bremer, but able to save it was Huber. And another shot on net there from Helgeson, and Huber is starting to come under fire here in the second period, but he's able to hang on to that one and get some relief for the time being.
Well, that defense for the Zephyrs was strong in the first period, but now they've given up 15 shots and 2 goals here to the Hill Murray Pioneers in the second period, and definitely not what the head coaching staff in Mahtomedi wanted to see, and it's created a deficit here in this huge early season matchup.
Yeah, so far in this second period, the Pioneers have controlled the pace, and obviously that 5-minute power play helped, but you know, they get a goal fairly early on, and then they get the power play and another one, and here's another opportunity in for the Pioneers. They're going to come wide. Didn't have quite the angle, but not a bad idea to maybe shoot it on net for a rebound. Was another senior, Anthony Hurley. But Huber able to corral it, and he's going to hang on to it as we take another look here.
Well, a lot of speed right into the zone, a tough angle shot, and Huber did a great job of coming out to cut that angle off and really nowhere to put that puck in the back of the net. But again, just keep firing at the goal, and that'll work eventually. So that's the strategy that they've had here in this period, and it's led to 2 goals for the Pioneers.
Yeah, not a bad idea. You keep putting that puck towards the net, good things are going to happen when you do it enough times. That's science. And here come the Pioneers again, but losing the puck there again. Oh, and that is another post, and it looked like a shot on net there from Anthony Hurley, and I think Mice Fleischhacker tipped it, but it came up, hit the post. Let's take another peek here. It looked like this was tipped by Fleischhacker, and then off the crossbar.
Yeah, Fleischhacker with some great positioning right in front of the net. 3rd crossbar for the Pioneers, and well, I'm sure Huber's happy about that. The Pioneers definitely are not. With just a couple of inches either way, could have resulted in a much larger lead than the one that they have now.
Yeah, fantastic tip there. And if you're Huber, you got to be pretty happy. They say the pipe can be your best friend. So far tonight, that rings very true for the Zephyr netminder as Zephyrs try to break it out here, and they will. That's picked up by Colin Morrell, but we're going to have this blown down. Zephyrs were in ahead of the play. And not a lot of offense for this Zephyrs team in the second period, Alex.
No, not at all. They've had 1 shot on goal, and I think part of that's just they were feeling a little bit outmatched here in the second period. The Pioneers were skating a lot faster, getting pucks into the zone, and then you have that 5-minute power play that didn't help them either. And hasn't been the toughest battle here for Jake Begley, but.
And here come the Pioneers again, and a great defensive play. Getting back was Noah Skillings, the sophomore. And it looked like the heads up here. That's flying out of play. Fortunately, no one hit. That one came flying up into the stands as we got a couple of people that were a little bit shocked by that one. Fortunately, everyone was paying attention and no harm done. But looked like another opportunity coming for the Pioneers. But a nice defensive play there by Skillings for the Zephyrs. And we'll have another face-off inside the Zephyr defensive zone. And that gets picked up by the Zephyrs. They'll skate it out here. Taken out there by Nikolai Delac, but unable to hang on to it. And center on behind the net is Bagley, who's had a very boring, I guess you could say, which nothing wrong with that, but he hasn't had much action in the second period. Here's another opportunity. Fired it on was Derek Breezy, but no rebound, which I think is very fortunate for the Zephyrs because there was some Hill guys right in front. If that puck would have popped loose, Alex.
Yeah, just a lot of open ice there, and Breezy saw it. He took a lane, got right in the near circle, found an opportunity that he wanted to take, and did it, and just missed it by just a little much. And now the 17th shot on goal in this period for the Pioneers, and the ice has shifted significantly.
It certainly has. It's fortunate at this point for the Zephyrs to only be a 1-goal game. They're still right in this, but they need to figure out how they can get some offense going. With just over a minute left to go in this second period, it's been all Hill Murray in this second stanza. Pioneers again try to break it out and do just that, but looks like they're going to call that puck good, but Hill Murray unable to pick it up, and it'll be dumped down deep by the Zephyrs. It will be picked up and swung back up by Breezy over to Helgeson, not able to clear it. A shot fired on, and that was dangerous. A nice tip there by the Zephyrs, and Bagley up to the task. That may have been his biggest save of the game as he corrals another shot wide, and Hill Murray will break it back out with no damage done. Helgeson showing those hands. He gets taken down. They're going to call that, I think, and that's going to be a penalty on Colin Morrell. Some nifty stick work there from the Wisconsin Badger commit. He's only a sophomore, but he's certainly got hands, and he's been a big playmaker for this Pioneers offense, and some nifty work there. It's going to put him back on the power play. Well, till the end of the period, Alex.
Yeah, I'm afraid Colton Moreau didn't really have many choices there. Helgeson just went right to the center of the ice, and who knows for sure, but that could have been a goal the other way, but we'll see what the Pioneers can do.
That's one of those penalties where sometimes you're saying that was probably a good play because it looked like Helgeson was about to walk in untouched, but nonetheless, another man advantage for the Pioneers as they'll work it down, see if they can't get something going here before the end of the period. They'll swing that wide. It's going to be picked up there by Ken Boblitz. Boblitz trying to pick up the puck. struggling with it. Good tight coverage there from the Zephyrs. And that's going to come over and out. Again, Hill Murray just cannot hang on to it. That's going to get clear. That should do it for the second period. And it's been an awfully strong period as we wrap it up for the Pioneers, Alex.
Yeah.
All Pioneers that period.
Yeah, some would say dominant, 17 shots to 3. Exactly the response the Pioneers wanted, but for the Zephyrs, just didn't spend enough time in the offensive zone, and that's why they're looking at a 1-goal deficit, which against Hill Murray could be 3 or 4.
Well, see what the coaches come up with going into this third period. After 2 here at Aldrich Ice Arena, it's the Hill Murray Pioneers 2, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs 1. Should be a dandy third period. Come on back with us for Puck Drop.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. The best part about playing soccer is that I get to run around and have fun. Just because I had a heart transplant, I don't expect people to take it easy on me. I can still do anything they can do. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live. I feel like it's my responsibility to live each day to the fullest. And the thing I look forward to the most is having my own family.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Dancing to me, I think it's the truest form of expression.
I was a dancer since I was 4 years old. I was tripping and I was falling and I didn't even know what multiple sclerosis was.
With the 360 camera, it gives the chance for someone to see what I see, experience what I experience. Have a surprise.
Are you ready for this?
Here we go.
Oh my God. I dream sometimes and I see that. I like the way your arms end.
Yay.
And welcome back for the start of the third period here at Aldrich Ice Arena, and a big second period for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Vastly out shooting the Zephyrs. More shots, more opportunities, and they certainly took advantage of that, Alex, with 2 goals. And they find themselves with a 2-1 lead here heading into the third and all the momentum.
Well, there was a couple of huge plays there. We had a 5-minute penalty as Hunter Solomon for the Zephyrs got called for a 5-minute penalty for checking from behind in open ice. And if you think about huge mental errors that can really sway the flow of a game, that's the big one, because that gave the Pioneers an opportunity to set up for 5 minutes in the offensive zone. It resulted in 1 goal for the Pioneers, but it really could have ended up in a lot more. And other than that, it's just been it was a Hill Murray period in the second here. So we'll see how the Zephyrs respond coming out, see if they can respond to the speed and the urgency that the Pioneers had in the second period. And if the Pioneers can really just keep their game up and keep playing the way that they've been playing so far.
Yeah, it was a big period in the second. You had goals from Quast and Nath with some nifty passing along the way. And Pioneers still have 1:18 left on the power play. So let's not forget that. This will be a key start. We talked about it a little bit earlier for a brief period, that usually the first minute or two or the last minute or two, how teams come out can certainly have an effect on the outcome of the game. And if the Pioneers can get some more pressure and maybe get another power play goal here early, they can be sitting pretty comfortable with the third period left to go as we drop the puck. And here come the Pioneers across center ice. It's picked up there by Bremer. He's going to try to work it around. It's like the puck's sliding around on him, but they'll work it in nonetheless. That's Helgeson, tries to fire it down low, but can't do it. We could have a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Zephyrs early on, shorthanded. Here they come. Fired across, but just unable to get his stick on the puck was Matt Vanelli. He's been one of the big guns for the Zephyrs, but big shorthanded opportunity there early, Alex, but not able to connect on it.
No, big opportunity there, and it looked like Posner was cheating a little bit, trying to get out of the zone and cherry pick, if you will, but just a little bit off the stick of Vanilli, and that's the setup that you're going to see a lot here in this third period. You're going to see Posner, you're going to see Vanilli. When the Zephyrs have the puck and they want to get it down, they know that both players have speed, and they're going to try to exploit that here.
Hill Murray again gains puck control. Still on the power play here. They'll work it down low, but unable to control that was Weston Newbauer. Comes back out to the point to Breezy. Breezy over, and that's fired on net by Helgeson, but looks like that got caught up in a Zephyr player on a nice shot block there. That's number 5, Aiden Pearson, the junior for the Zephyrs, and we'll get a whistle here with just 8 seconds left on this early power play in the third for the Pioneers, but face-off draw here is big for both sides because the Zephyrs can kill this off. Might be a little momentum boost for this squad here, and they need just that right now, Alex.
Yeah, you want to talk about momentum, and just as we talk about those goals early, as we get a nice stop there by the goaltender Huber. You talk about momentum early in the game, and a huge penalty kill at the start of the third period would be a long stride for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, and you think about, okay, how do we respond to this? What's our option next? If they can kill it off here, they can do that.
Well, a couple shots there from Petronik, but both steered aside by Huber. In full strength are the Zephyrs. And the Pioneers will work it back behind their own net, try to break it out as that is dished along the boards by Will Sontag, and here come the Pioneers. Puck's picked up by Ken Boblitz. He tries to corral it down low, works it back down low. Out front, just missing there. Looked like they might have had something. A good opportunity as they tried to get the puck out center to Joseph Quast, who's already got one tonight, but no avail, and the Zephyrs will clear it out of their own zone. Again, picked up by Hill Murray. Some nice fancy spin moves there from Petronik. He's the senior defenseman for the Pioneers, but not able to get it low. He'll switch. Both squads will, in fact, and Pioneers dump it back down low into the offensive zone. That's picked up by the Zephyrs behind their own net. They'll squeeze it around to the corner boards there. Coming in on a nice forecheck there for the Pioneers. Jacks at Uner, but unable to pick it up, and here they come again. Shot on there. Red overlay, but that one's deflected wide, and no damage done as the Pioneers try to control it. They've had the puck here again in the offensive zone. The majority of this early on in the third period. This is going to be an icing against the Zephyrs. That's going to be coming all the way back down into the offensive zone for the Pioneers.
Well, if you're the Hill Murray Pioneers, your game plan for the rest of this game is to get possession, keep possession, as we'll take a look at the opportunity here by Uner as the shot just came off one of the Mahtomedi defensemen, and a good play there again. We talked about they've done a good job, the Zephyrs have, of cutting off the lanes all night, except for those 2 goals that they gave up, and got to force something here.
Yeah, if you're the Zephyrs, you got to do something to maybe get some odd man breaks coming the other way. And those Bill Lechner coach teams are always so tough defensively that it's going to be a tall task for the Zephyrs, and it has been thus far as Hill Murray will pick it back up. This is the senior Derek Breezy, works it behind his net. He'll center it back, or excuse me, we'll wrap it around the boards. That's over to Bremer, but he can't control, and it's turned over. And nearly an opportunity out front for the Zephyrs, but Posner unable to connect on his pass. And that comes all the way back down. That'll be picked up by Colin Morrell as he works that back over, and they go back and forth, Aiden Pearson and Morrell. And that's worked over. Here's Posner, tries to clear it out. He'll get that over. Hunter Solomon works it out, but again, just not a lot doing. Seems like they're getting it out of their zone, but not a whole lot further. And that Pioneers defense has been very smothering in the neutral zone. And here comes Bremer with some nifty stick work, and I think that's going to be stick and skates. We'll see. Yep, they got it, and they're going to call a trip on that. Nice drive to the net from Bremer. Looked like he was going to have a golden opportunity as we take another peek here, Alex.
Well, we take a look at that, and it looked like he might have got the stick low, but the initial call is a slash, and you could see where he got 2 hands on the stick, and he just went down on it like a sword, and unfortunately that's going to be a slashing call every time. The referee was in perfect position to make that call, and 4th opportunity on the power play for the Pioneers tonight. They're 1 for 3 already.
Yeah, another big opportunity. No doubt about a penalty as that's fired on net, but doesn't find its way through as that bounced off a couple guys here. But Again, picked back up by the Pioneers. That's Boblets. He'll work it back behind the net. It's over to Nath. He's got a goal tonight. He'll work it back out to the point. Over to Sontag. Sontag fires a low shot, but fortunately no one in front for the tip, and that's steered aside by Huber. Sontag loses his footing, and we might have a break here the opposite way, shorthanded for the Zephyrs. That's brought down low by Dylan Lallier. He passes it over, but nice shot block there, recovering with Sontag, and he'll slow things down behind Bagley's net. Out comes the captain here. He's going to work it over and back to Sontag. Sontag's going to bring it in himself, set up shop for this Pioneers power play. We're going to ring that all the way around the boards. Worked again back down low out to the point. Shot by Petronik, and that gets tipped out of play, and looks like that one's going to probably be staying inside the Zephyr defensive zone. Just under a minute left in this power play. So far, some more good pressure from the Pioneers.
Well, exactly what we expected. More pressure from the Pioneers, opportunities in front of the net, and that's where they've set up. And so far, they've been getting pucks through to the net, but they just haven't been able to finish. And since I guess we were the curse on it the last time, we'll see if it works this time here where they can score a goal.
Yeah, so far not much for rebounds. Huber's done a good job of either steering those to the side or holding on to them, which certainly is big. When you get those rebounds, that's when bad things can happen. So far so good as we just over halfway through this power play for the Pioneers. They'll work it back into the offensive zone. And that's Bremer again as he turns and sends it back out to the point to Helgeson. Helgeson will fire it on net just wide. A dangerous shot from the point. And the Pioneers again. Here's Kyler Yo. He'll work it back down low. Back to Yo. Yo scanning, see if he can find something. That puck comes back out. Fired on by Helgeson, but no harm there. And back over to Yo. Yo just on the low hash mark outside by the board. Sends it down low. And it looked like they were trying to get something out in front there with Weston Neubauer, but unable to hold on to the puck. And that should just about do it for the power play here. Mahtomedi at full strength, and they kill it off, but a big shot there, and the goalie doesn't know where it was. Wow, very fortunate there. Nice first initial stop, but didn't quite see where the puck had gone. And very fortunate. Pioneers weren't there for a rebound, and Zephyr was able to clear it away and kill off the penalty. Now out come the Zephyrs. That'll be taken in there by Colin Hagstrom. Works it down low, but the rest of the Zephyrs changing lines, so no one there to help. This one's flung down. I think that'll be an icing against the Pioneers. And finally some offensive zone possible possession for the Zephyrs, and that's exactly what they need right now.
Well, I think that penalty kill for Mahtomedi was huge, making them 1 for 4 on the night, but also gives them some momentum moving forward. I noticed in that power play that Luke Posner was pinched up near the offensive zone and trying to create opportunities there that I guess were just a little bit too far out of his reach, but possession's going to be the name of the game for Mahtomedi here, and that was a good opportunity for them there.
And Hilmurray again breaking it back down low, and Huber forced to cover it up, and seems like whenever that puck's come near Bagley or the Pioneers' defensive zone, they've gotten it out awfully quick and get back on the offensive attack.
Well, Luke, if you ask me, I think it's going to take one of those greasy goals by Mahtomedi, some sort of a tip or a redirection in front, because the defense for the Pioneers has been doing a good job of shutting out any opportunities that the Zephyrs have had. So it's going to take something a little unusual, we'll say, in order to disrupt play here.
Yeah, since that first goal from the Zephyrs, really not much there in the way of opportunities, as here come the Pioneers again. Nice work there by Anthony Hurley. Bringing it down low, but no one with them and unable to corral it, but they do keep it in, and this will be picked up. Oh, possibly a big opportunity for the Pioneers, but puck bouncing around, and there, oh wow, I think that's another post, and I'm not sure they're going to call no goal. Looked like they put it in as the net's coming off. Love to see this replay, but kind of a bing bang boom play. And I think they're going to wave it off. Let's see if we can't get another look at this here, Alex.
Well, I think a defensive breakdown by the Zephyrs. You can see 4 Zephyrs on camera, and that puck still gets through to the net. And I think I'm with you there, Luke. I think it just sat on the line and went right in as the net was dislodged. But, of course, you can't review it in high school sports, as we'll take a look from our goal line angle here.
This could be a good angle here as you see it off the post. And you got to be honest, that looks in before the net's off. But not going back in time now. This ain't Quantum Leap. So 2-1, Pioneers will have another face drop in the offensive zone. So a big opportunity for the Pioneers, but whistle blown dead. And looks like that net is continuing to come loose here, and Huber hangs on again quickly. We get a whistle, and they'll drop it again in the defensive zone of the Zephyrs.
Well, a troublesome spot for the Zephyrs now. We're halfway through the third period almost, and they don't have a single shot on goal yet, and the Hill Murray Pioneers have 7, so they haven't gotten possession. They haven't been able to clear the puck at all, and time's going to run out here eventually, Luke.
Yeah, it certainly seems like after a pretty even first period, Hill Murray's really taken over, and the Zephyrs have really struggled to find any sort of offense. See if they can't get some here as they break out down, possibly a 3-on-2, but a nice hit there, but able to maintain his balance and puck control for the Zephyrs. Nice play, but no harm again. Just bring it in and not getting anything on the net. So it looks like we're gonna have a hand pass here, and we'll blow it down with just under 9 minutes to go here in the third period at Aldrich Ice Arena. The Zephyrs and the Pioneers. Pioneers clinging on to that 1-goal lead. They had a couple close calls here in the third, but nothing doing for the Pioneers.
Well, I think that's been the story of the game, too, for both sides, including the Pioneers. They've had several opportunities where the puck has just hit off the post and hasn't gone the right way. Even though they lead this one 2-1, the lead could be a lot bigger than what it is right now.
And certainly Huber's made some big saves. The Pipe's been a good friend of his tonight. And some nice tips, nice point-blank shots for the Pioneers, but only 2 goals to show for it. And Zephyr's still right in this game, plenty of time. They just got to figure out how they can get the puck down into the offensive zone and get some control on it. As, again, Hill Murray keeping it in the offensive zone, and the Zephyrs just almost fighting to try to get the puck out, but no avail. Here's an opportunity right out in front. Nice shot there. That was Emmett Nath. He's already got one and turned aside by Huber. Another bouncing puck put on net by Nath, and so far Huber's been the story for the Zephyrs in this period. He's been fantastic.
Well, yeah, he's made all the stops he's had to. 9 shots on goal, every single one turned aside in this period by Huber. But once again, we talked about it earlier, Mahtomedi has barely left the zone. I'd be curious to see what the time of possession is, because it feels to us like the Hill Murray Pioneers have had the puck for a large portion of this third period, most of which is in the Mahtomedi zone.
Yeah, possession here has been huge, and another opportunity saved by Huber. There's another shot for the Pioneers, and Huber is certainly getting plenty of work here in the third period as Zephyr is just scrambling to try to get the puck out of their own zone, and they are struggling to do so right now. Yeah, we could have an odd man break here, though. Bounce off. Here comes Colin Hagstrom on a heck of a defensive play, and they're gonna call a penalty on that. But I got to be honest, looked like he knocked the puck away. I think that's a poor call there, but nonetheless, Zephyrs with a big opportunity. Let's take another look here. If he got that puck first, Alex.
Well, Luke, I agree with you. It looked like he got the puck first, and then looked like his knees just buckled out of him. I agree with you. I don't think that's a penalty at all. I think that it was just a great defensive play by Oberle, and I think we might have a penalty shot. We'll see what they call it as.
Not sure what they're calling here.
Looks like the linesman's going to Bill Lechner for an explanation here, and
I mean, that's all puck before the guy goes down. I got to disagree with that call there, and we're looking at a big opportunity for the Zephyrs with 7:40 to go here as the captains are having a little conversation with the refs, see what we got going on. They put the puck at center, so I'm not sure if they're calling a penalty shot. And if they are, I don't know why the Hill Murray player is in the penalty box. Got to be honest, I'm not sure on this call here.
I'm not either, but it looks like we'll have Colin Hagstrom lining up for, I believe, a penalty shot. And we'll see what he goes for here.
Well, we'll see what they got. I think that's a terrible call. He knocked the puck away clearly before. If you're going to call a trip, I can maybe give you that. But a penalty shot here, I think, is a very confusing call. As here we go. He comes in. He's going to fake. Go around, and he runs out of room, and wow, that is a big, big stop by Bagley. He didn't get fooled on the fake as we take a look here, Alex.
Well, I think the shooter Hagstrom went a little too quick, and Bagley waited him out and didn't let him make the first move, and eventually he just shut down the side, and there was no room for Hagstrom to go, so all he could do was just hastily put it at the back of the net, and a good save there by Begley keeps the score 2-1.
Yeah, interesting call either way. I think if the Zephyrs, obviously you get a nice penalty shot, so you don't mind the opportunity, but looking back, maybe you wanted the 2-minute power play. I'm not sure how they define that, but nonetheless, no damage done for the Pioneers, and big opportunity gone by the wayside for the Zephyrs, who have been yearning for some offense for the last 2 periods.
Well, I think it's safe to say that that was the best opportunity for the Zephyrs here in this 3rd period, and it almost feels like it was wasted as they try and look for that equalizer.
Well, this is worked out in front. Could be another opportunity. A shot and a big stop by Bagley. That was point blank, and that's Posner. And when you know he's point blank, he's dangerous. Looked very similar to his goal he had in the 1st period. But Bagley up to the task lately. He hasn't faced much, and that can be tough when you're sitting back on your feet start to get a little cold, and you don't see too many opportunities. So when they come, it can be tough. But so far, Bagley has been very strong with the limited opportunities he had to face in this 3rd period. Pioneers will try to work it out, no luck. Zephyrs here finally with some offensive possession, and Posner fires that on net, but getting steered aside by Bagley, and here come the Pioneers. Could be a 3-on-2 opportunity if they hurry. Tried to center that back to Kyler Yo. That was Bremer to Yo. This is their top line. Helgeson really getting at it. And that was Vanelli he took down, and Hill Murray comes away with the puck, and things are getting chippy now, and Helgeson and Vanelli both going at it, and I'm guessing they're going to take them both. And I think if Helgeson would have calmed down, he wouldn't be going. They're both going to be going now. This will be roughing on them both. Temper's getting pretty hot there, and Helgeson took a shot, gave it right back to Vanelli, and it's hockey time in Minnesota. Let's go.
Well, I feel you there, Luke. I think that this play started out right at the goal line where it looked like, I believe it was Vanelli and Helgeson were fighting right at that goal line. The puck wasn't really near either of them, and they just kept the play going behind the net. So the call on here makes total sense to send them both. And if it were me out there on skates and in stripes, I might set them down for more than the 2 minutes.
Yeah, they were, they started out a little bit back and forth, and one guy didn't like the other shot he took, and the other one gave another back, and got a little heated there, and looks like we're going to still be at a 5-on-5 here, I would imagine. And I'm guessing we're going to see roughing calls, coincidentals. But very spirited and very heated there from Vanelli and Helgeson. And they'll go sit down for a couple minutes, I would imagine.
Well, you think the players know the implications of this game. Again, both teams came in ranked. Mahtomedi at 6th in single A, and the Pioneers at 14th in double A, so they're starting to play as we take a look at the action after the whistle here. And
yeah, you saw Vanelli take a shot at Helgeson a little bit from behind. And Helgeson took offense, didn't like that, and gave a shot right back. And especially when it's behind the player, the whistle's blowing, they're not going to have any of that nonsense. So coincidentals, they'll both go sit down, but back to the play. Hill Murray still with offensive zone pressure, and like a good opportunity from out the point was David Kloss, but it kind of came off his stick funny and almost went the other way for a Zephyr opportunity, but not able to corral that puck. It's been the story the last few periods here for the Zephyrs. Pioneers looking to skate it out of the zone, but can't quite do so. That's kept in by the Zephyrs momentarily, but here come the Pioneers breaking out again, a possible 3-on-2, but can't hang on to the puck, and that's going to be an offsides against the Pioneers.
Well, Luke, you think about the late stages of the game, and you see a couple of captains sitting in the penalty box right now. You know that the captains set the tone for the players that are also on the ice, but at the same time, you have to be able to show the resiliency and the commitment to not necessarily respond to things in that way. Because I think that if you say, okay, let's go take 2 minutes each and let's go sit in the penalty box, that's leadership that you're missing from your bench. And that's leadership that when you're either down a goal or up a goal in the late stages, you need that leadership on your bench. So it'll be interesting to see who steps up and takes a role for both of these teams.
Yeah, and both big-time players, Helgeson and Vanelli, for their respective squads here, as Zephyrs trying to get something going in the offensive zone. They'll send it down low as Gets tied up there by Sontag for the Pioneers, but not quite out. And finally it will come out. That's picked up there by Emmett Nath, who's had himself a game so far. He'll come in 2-on-2. Tries to center it, but no one home. That goes all the way through. Nice opportunity for Nath, but finally circles around over to Ken Ballblitz, who jam it on net, but it's deflected up from a Zephyr player and flutters into the glove of Hubert. No damage done, and just over 5 minutes to go here. Both teams going to be looking for a strong push, I would imagine, Alex.
I would imagine as well. You look at the Pioneers now, they're sitting with 11 shots on goal in the period, and the Zephyrs have started to come with a flurry as well.
Well, beautiful setup there off the face-off. They win it back to Bremer, and Bremer feeds it over to, I believe that was either Breezy or Yo. Let's take another look. I think that was Yo. And Yo breaking in, point blank, and a big stop by Hubert, because we all know Yo is dangerous. Another draw won by the Pioneers, but can't corral. The Zephyrs will break it out here 3-on-3. That's Posner, but nice defensive play there by the senior Breezy, knocking it away, and the Pioneers turn it back. Their opportunity possibly here is it's fired on quickly from the Pioneer defender, but again, another shot blocked down. Mahtomedi defense has done a good job of that so far this game. That's turned over there. Bremer, always dangerous, but unable to feather that puck through. The waiting offenseman for the Pioneers. And it'll get turned over. Here comes Posner. He's dangerous. Wow, what a shot getting that through, Alex. And that's a harder save than you might even recognize there by Bagley. Just a fantastic stop, and putting on some pressure now are the Zephyrs.
Well, it's like we said, Luke, it's going to take a dirty, greasy goal to tie this one up for the Zephyrs, and they had opportunities there, and the puck had eyes off of the stick, and unfortunately for the Zephyrs, Begley has eyes too, and he was able to see it and stop it.
Yeah, Beckley's been very good here. He's made some big saves late, and Pioneers will break it out. Bremer dumps it down deep, and they'll get a fresh set of players out there with just 3.5 minutes to go in this third period. Pioneers still hang on to a lead, 2-1. We've had a little bit of a answer back from the Zephyrs, if you will. They've had the last few good opportunities, but no avail getting that puck into the twine past that line, and Bagley's going to hang on here and give his guys fresh breath while they try to hold off this Zephyrs push late in the game.
Well, we knew, Luke, that both goaltenders were going to be very strong coming into this game. And so far, Begley, after giving up that first goal, he's been dominant. He's faced a good number of shots, and he's done what he's needed to do to keep his team in the lead. And on the other side, Huber's done the same as well. He's stopped a lot of shots, which could have been a lot worse here for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, the Zephyrs, if they're able to get one here late, I mean, you got to put your hats off to Hubert. He's been under siege ever since the start of that second period. And considering both goals were pretty much unstoppable, everything else he's kept in front of him. He's put it to the side, no big rebounds. I think Hubert, the sophomore, has shown a lot of promise for the Zephyr team.
Well, we talked about it earlier, too, where this Zephyr team is young. They might not have the experience that this Hill Murray team does, but definitely a building block tonight. No matter what happens, Huber's played well. The defense has played well for the Zephyrs as well against one of the strongest offenses in all of the Minnesota State High School League. So definitely things to build off for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, always nice when you can have some of that senior leadership and young talent to go with it. So looks like they've got some good building blocks here in Mahtomedi. They'll see if they can't build on a nice comeback win yet with just under 3 minutes now to go. They trail 2-1 here at Aldrich Ice Arena. Pioneers are going to try to corral that behind their net. Unable to do so there. That was Will Sontag. Could not control the puck, but Zephyr sent that all the way out and back to neutral ice. They'll send that all the way down. They're going to say that was touched by Will Sontag there, so no icing as he loses his edge there. That's worked back up the boards and out. And that's picked up there by Weston Neubauer. Neubauer comes in, loses his footing, and unable to connect on the pass. The Zephyrs will come back the other way. Fired right back out by the Pioneers. Zephyrs are going to have to get a, yeah, just got it. Looked like it was going to be a delayed offsides, but nonetheless, Bagley will hold on. No threat there, and he didn't want to risk anything, so he hangs on here with 2:15 to go And this has been a pretty tightly contested end of the game here, Alex. Both teams pushing, and Mahtomedi starting to get a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, kind of exactly what we expected coming in. A shot right off the face-off there. And we'll look to the Mahtomedi net to see when they decide to pull Huber, because you want that extra skater to give you a chance to try and tie this game up.
Yeah, you got to think it's coming fairly soon. They can get that extra man, or maybe they can, you know, if I'm Mahtomedi, I try to dump it down deep onto Bagley, make him cover it up, pull the goalie and call a timeout here. And that's what they're probably trying to do, but of course there is another team out there, and Pioneers are very good at playing keep away when need be. Here's a big opportunity, shot on net. He was tied up at the time, but Kenny Balblett's able to get that one on net. And another stop from Hubert there. And this will be another face-off in the Pioneers offensive zone. So Pioneers doing a good job so far in the last minute or so playing keep away and not giving up too many dangerous chances. And I think they're going to play it safe, and we're going to have a timeout here, I think. Timeout Mahtomedi, Alex. So they're going to chat things over here with just under 2 to go, and they got to find something in that magic cookbook. And while we do take a timeout here, we'll remind you to watch our Sports Path on Location TV. It's live every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Channel 19. We got highlights, interviews, trivia questions. Great time. We invite you to join us again every other Wednesday on TV 19.
You know, Luke, I say it every time that we air that Sports Path promo. I have it marked on my calendar with a big red star, and I know that I can for sure guarantee that it is almost guaranteed to be a good time.
It certainly is a good time, and you get all the latest highlights around the state and around the metro for all your high school sports. Right now it's a big time for single A hockey, double A hockey. It's just been a great time, and you know, with the weather, we got some snow coming down outside, but a pretty good turnout here tonight. And I think those who did come tonight, Alex, are being treated to a pretty competitive hockey game thus far.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that guy right there. He's deciding he's going to go on the Facebook there
he's
and
checking out Facebook.
throw
I'm
us
guessing.
a like. Yeah, I guess he might be 3-4 years old, but hey.
I can only imagine when I was that old. I don't even know what the heck a cell phone was. Now you can go check out TV 19 on your little phone there. How about that?
Well, you know, maybe if he likes us on Facebook and give us that follow on Twitter too at TV19 Sports. We have all sorts of good information there, so give us a like and a follow.
All right, and we are back underway, coming out of the timeout, and Zephyrs got some offensive possession here. He spins and fires, and tried to throw it on net was Colin Hagstrom. He had the penalty shot opportunity earlier on in the period, and I think that was really huge. Big opportunity for the Zephyrs, and Hagstrom, I think, came in and maybe kind of wasn't sure what he was going to do. Had a little too much speed, and like the veteran he is, senior netminder Jake Bagley waited him out and said, "Nice try." And the Pioneers clear the zone here, but again picked up by the Zephyrs. Zephyrs will work it in. It's dropped back again to Hagstrom. He's been very involved, especially late here in this third period. He'll work it back out to Posner. She tries to center it, but fluttering puck doesn't get through. And fired on net, very dangerous. We got a loose puck, and the net is off, so we're gonna keep that inside the Zephyr offensive zone. And you know, some good control here, Alex, by the Zephyrs late. They are certainly making a push to try to tie this game up late.
Yeah, they certainly are. They pulled the goaltender Huber about 20 seconds ago, so they got that extra skater on. We'll look to see if they send the puck to the net, get bodies to the net as well, and create an opportunity.
Yeah, if you're the Pioneers, you can get a little break out. You got no goalie. This is a tense time for both teams, and Zephyr is starting to apply some much-needed pressure, but this is going to go all the way out. This could be very dangerous for the Zephyrs as it's chased after by Anthony Betty, but nice defensive play there. Getting it back was Aiden Pearson. Looked like it might have been a 2-on-1 there with no goalie, so nice back check by the Zephyrs, but they're going to need to get this back into the offensive zone ASAP. We're just under a half minute to go, 27 seconds now to be exact, and the Zephyrs are looking for one last push here, but that's sent back in by the Pioneers and just shot just wide, but not long enough for icing. As the Zephyrs, they're going to have to get moving here. They don't have much time, maybe one last break, and they just can't connect. They've struggled getting the puck out on clean breakouts all night, Alex, and it looks like that's going to be another issue for them as we wind down here. And that's going to do it. The Hill Murray Pioneers hang on. A late push from the Zephyrs, Alex, but Bagley made some timely saves. Good defense from the Pioneers and a win for the home team, Hill Murray Pioneers, tonight.
Well, Luke, I think you talked about it there. The Zephyrs just couldn't get the puck out of the zone. The breakout was left to be desired, and when they had the chances, they just couldn't bury them, and that's on the flip side. The Pioneers had those chances, and they were able to bury them, and that's why we have a 2-1 lead or 2-1 game rather for the Pioneers.
Yeah, we talked about it in the intro, Alex, as it would probably be a tight game. Both teams very strong respectively. But the Pioneers hang on tonight, and the game winner came from Emmett Nath, the senior. We talked about the senior leadership, so the seniors lead the way tonight for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Well, for Alex Westad, I'm Luke Howard from Aldrich Arena. Thanks for watching, and good night.